This is Brian French, and welcome to Auction Video News. Today we're going to be talking about the collecting area of mechanical banks. We're going to first start by going to Invaluable here, and you can see when you do put mechanical banks in the search bar, you'll have a number of banks that do pop up. What I would caution you on is that in this collecting category is a lot of fakes. And it should become very apparent to you as you go through the process of learning about mechanical banks, what a fake and what an original looks like. So, for example, you can see the first one here listed is a Santa bank, and that is certainly a fake. I actually have an original with me, which is right here, and you can see that this bank has the right color paint. To be noted is that most mechanical banks that you will see and be able to buy will have a little bit of paint chips off of them, and just certainly the reason being is that these were considered toys for children to honor the virtue of thrift, and so they were used and enjoyed. And but here is what an original bank looks like. That is the Santa Bank, and you can compare it to the one on the Invaluable, which is most certainly a fake. So what I would recommend if you have an interest in this category is actually buy a book. And this is the best book that I know of, Bill Norman book on the bank book, and it has virtually every mechanical bank that was created. Mechanical banks were produced post-Civil War, about 1870 to 1995. And again, it was designed to teach children the virtue of saving money, and very, very popular. What's interesting is that there are banks that are popular, but they're not and interesting and great design items, but they were produced in such quantity where they're less valuable than even a bank that is not so interesting. In the past, we have bought and sold mechanical banks for a number of years. You can see here is a bank that we owned, Eagles and Eaglets. This is J.E. Stevens Bank, and we sold it for $974. But this is most certainly all original, and the buyer was really happy with it. You can see all of our mechanical banks if you go to eBay and search for wondrous things and then mechanical banks, and you'll see our banks listed here. Merry-Go-Round, the one I just showed you, which is the Santa Bank, Punch and Judy, Tammany Man, and Patty and the Pig. So these are all guaranteed to be original. So check it out if you want to see what's available in the marketplace that we have. Also, I want to review the banks that are coming up. So obviously these first three are all fakes. And then as you go to the second row, those are all fakes. And then we start getting into more interesting banks. This is original, but it's a tin bank and not that valuable. But here, this Stevens Bank called, this is a baseball bank or Darktown Battery Mechanical Bank. That is an original bank. This Magician Bank is original, as well as the Trick Dog, another Eagles and Eaglet Bank. This is similar to the one that we sold, and Jonah and the Whale. And then here we go with the fake ones again. Okay, obviously, fake. This is a modern bank, relatively modern. What you'll see here is that the real McCoys are offered by one dealer, and this is Milestone Auctions, and we'll go to this auction and kind of give you a sense of what the auction is about. Okay, so this is the Darktown Battery or Baseball Bank. And then we'll go, this is an auction that's going to be held October the 5th. And so if you have any interest in mechanical banks or any of the other type of toys that are vintage and antique, check out this auction. So we're talking Milestone Auctions in Willoughby, Ohio, and it is on October the 5th. So let's go to this auction and kind of look at some lots. So you can see here, this is a serious of toys and starting with boats and cars, and then we get into the mechanical banks here. What happens is that there are certain dealers that will, and auction houses that will gravitate to niches that they know. And people with very good collections will know of those dealers. And so this is certainly the case with this Milestone auction house. So I believe everything that is in this sale is authentic, and that if you find something you like, probably can't go wrong in purchasing what you like, as long as you keep your bidding within limits. But so all of these items have been vetted by the auctioneer and other dealers that come and check out this auction in the preview. So I doubt if any item that's a fake would make it through and you could actually purchase at this auction. So this is exactly the type of auction that you want to pay attention to. So you can see the Jonah and the Whale, desirable bank, somewhat rare. Their estimate is about right. These usually go for $1,000 to $1,500. The Eagles and Eaglettes, I sold mine for $970. This bank does look good to me. It has the tan paint down below, which is a little bit rare. They say that it is in mechanical working condition. Now, with this bank, what's interesting is that you feed the eagle a coin in his beak, and then he drops it when this lever is pulled. It drops it into this pan below, and the little eaglets kind of shutter their wings a little bit. And there is internally in this bank what's called a squeak box, and so it actually makes a sound. I'm not sure if that's working on this one, but it's a common type of repair if you need to have it done. There is a big community of mechanical bank collectors, and it's called the Mechanical Bank Collectors of America. I've been to their annual meetings, and it's a bunch of nerdy people like myself that like mechanical banks, and you'll see every mechanical bank. As you get into this collecting niche, what happens is that everybody goes after the banks that have virtually no paint loss and all original and the rare ones. So there are banks that go for $5,000-$10,000 because they're so unique, because they're virtually in newish condition, but they're 150 years old. So those are rare banks, and there is a collecting community out there that supports the niche. Let's also look at some of the other listings at this auction. You can see the Magician Bank. This is a very good bank. Interesting action, kind of a classic. I wouldn't be surprised if it exceeded the estimate of $1,200. And as I mentioned, the baseball bank, some of these go for $4,000 or $5,000 if they're in excellent paint. This one's kind of good. You want to look at the description in the listing if you're interested in mechanical banks. But you can see this whole auction is full of kind of interesting items. Here's Big Bang cannons. I've had a couple of these, usually sell for $100, $150 a piece, and there's a collection of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of them. So if you're a dealer, that could be something that you could conceivably make $1 on. Most of these toys, they run a little bit later than the bank, so they run from 1870, let's say, to 1920. Some of these I know my father owned, so they were in his toy box. But some really cool items, pickup trucks and tow trucks and really nice vintagey things. So if you have an interest in antique and vintage toys, this is a very, very good auction to look at. Again, we're talking about mechanical banks at Milestone Auction, and their auction is going to take place October the 5th. And to find them, go to Invaluable and type in Milestone Auctions. They are based in Willoughby, Ohio. If you're from that area and can make the auction, usually these auction houses will give you a discount if you don't shop on Invaluable, but you shop live. So you probably you'll save at least 7%. So the premium might be as low as 15 to 20% if you attend. And you also have an advantage of you don't have to do the shipping. So a very good auction. This is Milestone Auctions of Mechanical Banks and Vintage and Antique Toys. And the date of this is October the 5th. This is Brian French with Antique Video News. Be sure to visit our website, antiquevideonews.com. You're welcome to visit my dealer website, wondrous-things.com. And stay tuned for more interesting videos on auctions that you can participate in and grow your collection. Have a great day.